Hi, I'm Perry from Cheese Plus. For the last couple of weeks I've been doing mystery cheese boxes for you guys, and this is week 3, so I'm just going to run you through the cheeses today. And let's open the box. I know a lot of people say maybe I should have this pre-opened, but I think it's part of the excitement. Oh, I've just destroyed my note. This is my note from me, but maybe I didn't think that precisely through, but it's in tatters now. But that's a note from me too. Yeah, so new insulated boxes, so they're going to be insulated for 48 hours. So if you are running behind your courier, it should get to you. So we've got our cheeses today. Travel around a bit in the back of my car. Yeah, so first thing that you get is obviously our tasting notes on all the cheeses that you have today. So really nice selection today. Last week I went for something that was just a little bit more mellow, but this time I've gone for something like a little bit more challenging. So probably some of you who know us and things like that would understand that a lot of our businesses that we supply, restaurants, Michelin star restaurants, are actually shut due to COVID-19, and a lot of the cheeses that I mature up for them in our maturation rooms are kind of just sitting there at the moment. So the first cheese that we have is an amazing British cheese. This is Baron Bygod, and it's made by Johnny and Dulcie Crickmore in Suffolk, Bungay. It's cow's milk, raw milk, unpasteurised, and basically it's a French recipe, which is like a brie de meaux, but very truly British. And I mean, this is the perfect profile, how I like it. A full breakdown, you can see it's kind of running over the paper. But I mean, it's got really nice flavours to it. And I mean, if you just scoop it up with your biscuits, and it would just be phenomenal. And it's kind of got this butter mushroom flavour and kind of roasted parsnip. So like when you do some kind of roasting for Sunday lunch, that kind of flavour comes through. So really heavily savoury. And I mean, Johnny and Dulcie at Baron Bygod are just phenomenal artisan cheesemakers, and they've really done a massive amount for the British cheese industry. So the next cheese that we have is also someone who's done an amazing job for British artisan cheese, which is made by Simon Jones, and it's a traditional, and if nobody knows what it is, then you need to eat more artisan cheese. And this is Lincolnshire Poacher. Cow, hard cheese, flavour profile is like a cheddar, and these guys have pretty much been a massive springboard for the British artisan cheese kind of renaissance. So I mean, it's got just this typical creamy sort of normal cheddar kind of texture to it. These little islets that are in there are kind of part of the fact that it actually technically isn't a cheddar, it's closer to an Alpine style cheese, but the flavours are there. This one I went to see Tim and Simon a couple of months back and picked this profile specifically for us to supply out to our restaurants. And this is a really good profile. It's very punchy, kind of like Lincolnshire Poacher is always a bit mellow and actually quite well balanced, where this is kind of upfront and a lot of flavour. So another rich cheese to help out. The next cheese is from a guy called David, who used to be in Oxfordshire, but he's moved to Gloucestershire now. Now this is kind of like your one that's pushing the kind of paper really, because this is your really ripe, runny, wash rind cheese, which is called Evenload, which is a pasteurised cheese, and basically makes a cheese called Roll Right, which is kind of like a Vacherin Mont d'Or, and this is the sister of the cheese. So they wash this. When this cheese, it kind of has a really pungent edge. I think you can see that where it's been washed. I've said in previous videos, orangey pinkiness normally shows that the cheese has been washed, and then the centre of the middle is this lactic core. So it's got some really nice kind of citrus notes, but on the outside some kind of like peanutty funkiness. But this is a one that, like, if someone because I always get people be like, send me tons of like pongy cheeses and everything, this is the one that you're gonna Marmite either like or not like. Next cheese is one of my all-time favourites, which is kind of a cheese that's been reborn. It died out just after the Second World War, and it's a Dorset Blue Vinny, but it's my profile, this one is. So it's aged for quite some time. and you can see as the rind begins to come in. But this, I was kind of picking out the cheeses today, and I picked this out of my maturation room, just give it a taste and see where it is. And it is pure and utter like savouriness. So as soon as you eat this cheese, it's like just pure stocky marmite kind of flavours. So another cheese with a lot of bold flavours in it. And then swinging round to our goat, which is made by Marion in Ireland, which is Michelin. So this is your goat's cheese, but I know some of you last week were saying to me, don't send me goat's cheese, I don't like it. And then when I actually sent you goat's cheese and you tried the Innis Brick or the Cinnadon Hill, a lot of you were like, that is unlike any goat's cheese I've ever tried. Most of it because you've tried those horrible grilled cheese salads and they're very, very goaty, where artisan cheese is far more mellow. And this is just a beautiful example of it. And I know if you don't like goat's cheese, please give it a go. So it's like Gouda style, and it's just really kind of like pliant texture, sweet, nutty, almondy kind of flavour. And it's covered in this like plastic coat rind. Don't eat that, you can do, but it won't have much flavour. But inside it's very moist and just got this really nice kind of almondy nuttiness, and it's just a phenomenal cheese. And then of course complimentary biscuits to scoop everything out, which you're going to definitely need with the Baron Bigod here. You're definitely going to need to be scooping that one out. Yeah, so this cheese board is just far more richer in flavour than before. So the other ones were kind of mellow and easy. This is really pushing the boundaries, so this should really fill you up. And all these, once again, are British artisan cheeses. And I don't know if anyone's heard or whatever, you know, I've always said thank you for supporting us. But I think at the moment, British artisan cheese is under a huge amount of pressure. You know, the cows are still being milked, and obviously all the restaurants are closed. So where we lost 95% of our business overnight, so have the dairies. And artisan cheese really needs your help at the moment. So Johnny at Baron Bigod, David, Tim, Marion, really need your help in pushing these cheeses. And basically, if you're, you know, got some spare time, look these places up, you know, because they really need your support in this period where they've got no cheese to sell to restaurants. So we put these boards together to try and support them, and this is how you can directly actually help them. So this week, even though times have been extremely hard for Cheese Plus, losing all our business overnight because of COVID-19, we paid all our artisan cheese suppliers as a priority. And that's really going to help them and make sure that this British renaissance of cheese, where, you know, many years back we'd have like 100, now we've got thousands of British cheeses popping up. You know, at the World Cheese Awards, which are these badges here, we're regularly in the top 10, and, you know, we don't want to see this die out. So if you do have a local deli, like, opt to go there and ask about British artisan cheese, rather than maybe getting your kind of run-of-the-mill cheeses. Just kind of pop into your deli, look up these people online. They're all doing online orders now, so if you really like these cheeses, you know, seek them out and buy them more often. So I really hope that you enjoy all the cheeses on offer today. They're, as I said, they're a little bit more bolder than usual, but hopefully should fill you up, and you should really enjoy them. Thanks, and I'll speak to you next time.